And don't be surprised if by early next year we have Canelo on the podcast as well.
Fact.
Yeah.
Big time.
I love it.
Nobody gets Canelo, so if we get Canelo, you gotta click subscribe and
Yes,
follow.
sir.
No, either way, click subscribe and follow.
And
That-
you guys
that
are,
way-
and you guys are gonna be invited.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
You guys are gonna
we
be
gotta
right
bang
there.
it off. Hell yeah.
We're gonna have a big
We'll
entourage
do
for
it.
that one.
Fucking hell yeah, what the fuck? Whatever you guys need, man. Speaking of great fighters, every episode we do a big three, a draft. So naturally, we're gonna do this one: best 3 boxing matches. It doesn't have to be best. Your favorite 3 boxing matches of all time. We're gonna go one by one. Whatever you pick, Drew can't pick, I can't pick, and so on and so forth. Draft style. So we can start left to right. Now, what's your first pick?
Arturo Gatti versus Mikey Ward.
Mickey Ward.
Mickey Ward. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a big one.
Classic.
I'm gonna go with another classic. Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran.
The first or second?
I'm gonna go with the second. 'Cause
No
I
mas?
like- I'm a dog with a no
All
mas.
right. Okay, that's a cool one. That's a good one.
That's good. That's dope. I'm deprived. I haven't done. I just saw a lot of Mike Tyson's fights recently in the hype to the Jake Paul. So I haven't done the research on a lot of older fights that came out when I was younger. I didn't watch them. But one fight I did see, and I have very clear memories as a kid. And this was one of the first times I actually saw Floyd fight was him versus Mosley. That's a crazy fight. So
That
that's
was a good
fight.
fight. That was a good
yeah.
fight.
That's one of the cool memories I have of Floyd. After that, it's been I always antagonize him. I've always wanted him to lose from that fight. It was just a crazy fight. And I was like, damn, I thought Mosley had it, but
I'm
he
gonna
didn't.
throw another one out there that your dad probably remembers. Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns. That was a
Classic
crazy
too.
ass
Well,
classic.
we're gonna sneak around then. That's your second pick. What's your second pick? No.
My second pick would be this fight was actually the fight that made me fall in love with the sport. So it's gonna be Victor Ortiz versus Andre Berto. Classic fight.
Wow.
That's a classic one right there.
Wow.
I saw that fight and I was like, wow, I really want to do this. And also I'm skinny, I want to be like them, jacked up. Obviously, that didn't happen. Still stay skinny. Shout out to the skinny,
Full circle
whatever.
moment.
Anyways, but yeah, that's a classic fight. You guys should tune into that fight. It was a classic fight.
Bro, now that you got my brain thinking, I want to throw more than
No,
three, but
is that there's so many
Yeah,
fights.
there's
so you
That's
have
why
to-
it's fun. That's why it's the
there's
big
so
three.
many, bro.
It's
But
okay. We'll have more episodes and more big threes.
That's a classic fight, though.
should I give like an old one or like a newer,
newer,
one?
whatever you want.
Like
Newer.
2000s, like
Whatever you want.
All right, so Pacquiao and Eric Morales.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
Oh, that's a
crazy,
good one.
Classic too.
crazy
Pacquiao
stuff.
and
Like that was like crazy fights.
Wow.
Like crazy back and forth action packed fights. That's one of the top.
Yeah, that is a good fight.
But bro, me and him watch boxing like crazy though, bro. So we could talk about boxing all day.
I'm gonna give you
If
a
you wanna give us
Rocky and
something-
Apollo Creed's my second pick.
if you want to give us something more difficult for us, like MMA, because we're mostly
Nah, but
educated.
you guys are aficionados. So naturally, not only do I want to know to watch these fights, I'm gonna do the research to check them out. I also want the people listening, anybody that's maybe into boxing and never seen these fights, they're gonna look it out. And people that maybe aren't into boxing yet, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's these guys know what they're talking about." If
sure.
there's any fights to check out, it's these.
And I'll leave this one here because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
this
a
is
lot
your
of
last
people will
pick.
know.
Give it
My
to me.
last pick. I wouldn't. I'll just give it to you guys.
Yeah,
and a
give
lot
it.
of people are gonna, remember that fight. I'm pretty sure you know which one I want to say.
If you give one, I gotta give one more.
All right, the fourth fight. I'm giving you a little clue.
4, 5.
They fought 4 times. The fourth time was a crazy ending.
Oh, I don't know.
Bueno,
Go ahead.
Pacquiao versus Marquez
Oh
fourth.
yeah.
When
Ooh.
Pacquiao
Yeah,
went to sleep,
no, but that
and
made me
everybody
sad.
and
That
everybody
made me
thought,
sad.
and,
That made
every,
me sad.
and
That made
everybody
me
thought
sad.
he was dead. I thought he died. I was like, oh shit,
Nah, the meme.
Pacquiao
13
dead. He's dead. He's
Pacquiao
dead.
meme,
13 seconds gone.
the Pacquiao challenge.
That was a good, and they fought 4 times, and all those 4
Wow.
fights were thrillers,
Yeah.
back and forth action, nonstop.
So since we spoke about some earlier fights, I'm gonna give a quick throwback. Again, your dad probably knows this. Is Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. That was a crazy fight with the rope a dope.
That's an old fight I've seen. I've seen that fight.
Taking a lot of punishment, waited till Foreman got tired and started landing his shots. That was it.
George Foreman was a monster.
Well, George Foreman was a monster shit until his 50s.
Larry Holmes.
His forearms. I've heard that his hands and his forearms were like
They're
this.
huge, yeah.
What's the Marvin Hagler fight where the whole bra? Is it Marvin Hagler that the whole bra breaks out? Middle of the fight
Well,
or
Mike
something?
Tyson. That was Mike Tyson. That happened with Mike Tyson.
Mayweather too. Mayweather and
Mayweather,
Zab
Mayweather.
Judah.
Zab Judah. Oh, that's happened multiple times in boxing, though.
Yeah, that has happened a lot. That has happened
Remember,
a lot.
I mean, it's a fighting sport, so people energies outside the ring are gonna get upset or in their feelings. So that happens, bro.
Let's
It's
cha-
happening in amateurs too.
Let's change it up a little bit. Give me your favorite, your top 3 right now.
I did. I was doing it while we were doing it. My second pick was Apollo Creed and Rocky. My first pick was Marquez and
You gotta
Floyd.
give us some
Give us
real
some solid.
shit.
No,
Give me two, give me two, give me two.
I told you Floyd. I told you Floyd and Mosley. That's a really cool fight to me in my memory.
You could include MMA in there if you want.
No. MMA is a different conversation altogether, and we've done that before on other episodes. right here streaming. But the third fight, imagine I'm gonna say like Floyd and Conor. You know, that was a big fight that changed not only the fighting landscape in general, but like I thought it was gonna be the death of boxing. I had a bet with my best friend at the time, and I was like, bro, this is it. Connor's gonna win, and this is just gonna be them putting a nail in the coffin of boxing just to promote UFC because it's all rigged. But he ended up getting whooped.
It was
by
a good
Floyd.
fight though. It was interesting.
It was
cool,
entertaining.
fun
It was okay,
fight.
but no, there's better fights out there. But it's just some like I guess I'm a prisoner of the moment because at the time, and look to this, I'm not a Conor fan at all. But everybody that loves MMA loves Conor, and I do respect that he's changed not just MMA in general, but boxing. Like he brought us same thing with Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Same thing Jake Paul's doing right now too. He's bringing attention and he's making people care about it. And yes, it's like you said, he's maybe a decent amateur. He's not the best amateur. Maybe he's not a professional fighter to real boxing aficionados, but to the purists. But he is definitely making, and at the end of the day, that's how I feel like about hip hop. Like people get mad at mumble rappers, and like I've grown up with hip hop, and I don't get mad at it at the end of the day. I understand it. That's just a really, it's a very naive young look. My dad hates Drake. I think Drake's one of the greatest artists of all time.
Drake is the GOAT.
My dog.
He's the GOAT. I
My
think
dog.
he's the
Drake
best.
is not the GOAT.
That's the next
the GOAT.
episode.
Fuck
We're
out
about
of
to
here,
shoot.
Drake is not the GOAT.
Oh my
bro.
God.
Stop
Every
saying
album,
that shit.
every album he releases is a
Okay,
platinum, dog. Like everything
again,
he releases is
let's
fire.
Let's compare to
Gas.
boxing. Okay, I'm sorry. Drake is the best businessman of rap, but he's not the
He's
GOAT.
Floyd.
Hip-hop,
He's
hip-hop.
When we
Floyd.
talk about,
He's
all right,
Floyd.
yeah, he's Floyd. When we talk about lyrically, he's not the GOAT of rap. You can't go.
Ali
but
would
he-
be lyrically.
But he be throwing some bars,
Bro,
though.
he got ghostwriters in his crib, sleeping in his house, bro. Fuck out of here with that shit. He's not the greatest of rap.
But just
bro.
because you have Ghostwriter doesn't mean anything.
Bro,
I mean,
how can you say he's the greatest
Easy.
of rap when you
Yeah.
guys? Let's not even talk about Tupac and Nas. Bro, let's not even.
Pac was an actor, bro.
Let's
Pac
not-
was a mediocre
okay,
lyricist.
Okay, let's not even talk about Nas, Eminem, guys. Let's talk about today, bro. How about J. Cole, Kendrick? Like those guys are real lyricists. Like bro, those are bro.
So we know whose side you're on. It's Team Kendrick over here.
No,
He not like
no,
us.
No, my favorite rapper is J. Cole and Eminem. Those are
I
my
think
two
J. Cole
favorite.
smoked both of them,
I
but
think J.
he
Cole
just
was
he took
smoking
the
everybody. I mean,
yeah.
he put up that shit and he took it off. What was that called? 7-minute drill, or whatever.
Yeah.
That,
I don't know why he took it off. I don't know. He spooked.
So there's a
Nah,
conspiracy
nah,
theory
because-
online. There's a conspiracy theory online because he came up with the come up, the fall off, and well, it's the come up, the off season, and now it's supposed to be the fall off. And the conspiracy theory on Twitter is that this is all a character that he's setting up, and this is him like being insecure and going into his shell, and it's the fall off character that he's supposedly about to drop with the new album. I don't think so. I think it's the internet reaching. I think he just took the bigger man route, and he saw the Kendrick and Drake are into some toxic shit, mentioning family, bringing out dirty shit, and maybe J. Cole has some dirty shit we don't know about. He's like, I don't want nobody talking about this. Let me get out of it. I don't think so.
Homeboy Q told him, bro, hey, don't get involved. That's just gonna get
don't
dirty.
get involved.
yeah,
I
that's what I heard too. But let me ask you a question, champ. You're a rapper, right?
artist.
You're an artist. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's
Sorry.
okay. You don't
I
have
don't
to
mean
swallow
no
it.
disrespect. But
No,
let,
no disrespect.
let me
It's
ask
okay.
a question. You really think Drake is the best rapper?
No, I don't think he's the best.
Oh.
To me,
I
Biggie's
mean,
my goat. Biggie's
I mean,
my
you
goat.
dapped him up.
When I
so
say
he said the best.
No, but I mean artist.
I
but
appreciate
overall,
when
though.
people say he's a goat. I appreciate that opinion because a lot of people grew up on him and he's done it all. Like he has records you could cry to. He has records you could go out to. He has records you could club
true,
to.
though.
He has all kinds of records. He's not just in a box. And it's like very few people could say they have an album like Take Care from top to bottom. Say
Beautiful.
they have an album like Nothing Was the Same, which has the bangers, has the bars,
Views.
but then has the fucking singing shit. I'm not even a big fan of Views, but it's also a musically good album. Kendrick, one of the best albums of all time to me is Good Kid, Mad City, but the albums after that suck to me. I feel like they're all like trying to push a message that I don't really resonate with, and there's some good songs. Like the last album, he has that record with it's him and a girl going back and forth, and it's about relationship problems and shit, and I love that. Lyrically, it's one of the rawest songs in a long time, but it's not a hit. Drake constantly has hits. Damn's okay, but it's like whatever. It's like that's a good album, but it's not a musical masterpiece like Good Kid, Mad City was from top to bottom.
How about J. Cole and Drake? What would you say?
I think J. Cole beats all of them.
Okay.
The thing with J. Cole is J. Cole
just
doesn't have
trying to hear
the success, the commercial success that neither of them have,
He's
and that's
just like
the
one
issue.
style. I feel though. I think like Drake has more to give.
But Drake has
can-
writers, and Drake is not.
That's part of being an artist, dog. I
Facts.
mean, that's part of being an artist.
Yeah, exactly.
He can produce it well.
It's all part of the game.
They write it to him, and he sells it to you good.
It's all part of the game.
part of
Great
the game.
argument. That's the but as a purist, I guess that, and now I realize now talking about it in public, and looking back on it in retrospect, I think that's the reason why I like J. Cole the most because of that. That's why I always put Cole over Drake because he pens his shit. He's he's been on that from the beginning, and it's like I that earns points for me. You feel me? Same way when rappers snitch and play themselves, and like Michael Jackson, I think he's musically great, but I don't have that shit in my music library because I don't promote pedophiles. It's like that's not cool to me. And yeah, the record's a banger, Thriller, I love it, but it's like I don't gotta promote it. That's cool. Like that's now I've grown up with me, and like the only decision we can have in life and the only change we can make is with our dollar, dog. And that's one way I could make a change in this world. Like, hey, I don't want to stream that shit.
You think he was a pedophile?
Bro, he had a theme park in his
Beating-
backyard, and there's no pictures or videos of him riding the rides. Like, I love theme parks. I have my annual pass holder for 2 different theme parks.
Well,
I love them.
there's a lot of videos of him being in the actual park. And not defending him, but I'm
No,
just
but
saying,
like flexing,
when you
no.
actually,
But here's the thing: there's videos of him showing it off, promoting it to kids. Like, yeah, look, this is awesome. Neverland, come through, guys. There's no videos of the paparazzi. Just like, yeah, he's just vibing for fun. It's just a Sunday. He's just got his dogs over. Like, yo, let's ride the roller coaster. What was the point of that?
It was a bit weird. For sure, it was.
It's bait. She's trying to get people there.
But then
bro.
one of those 2 kids that accused him, they later on came out when they were older and they said, no, unfortunately, it was my parents
all
that
the
made
people
me,
all the people that are in public saying it, those are just the people that have the balls to make it a public thing. How many people are out there dealing with that trauma? This is
No, of course,
sexual
yeah.
assault. There's people that go through it their whole lives and will die and not even talk about it. Anybody listening to definitely get help, but like that, it's those are just the stories. And yeah, you got some people that are just gonna try to Me Too it and just try to chime in and get a bag. But I just feel like if a lot of people are saying that story, and if you have a theme park in your backyard,
it was weird. It was weird. Yeah, it was just weird.
If the theme park wasn't there, I'd have more of an argument and I'd be less judgmental. But it's like there's a fucking theme park.
You know what's also weird and probably even more weird?
There's monkeys.
Epstein.
No,
No,
I'm
the
kidding.
Epstein case.
No, that's real.
Everybody,
No.
everybody knows about it, but
No.
everybody looks the other way, including celebrities.
Michael Jackson's speculation, kind of. No,
Yeah.
Epstein is a real.
That's crazy.
I think they're
That-
both real. I think they're both.
No,
legit.
no, but Epstein
Yeah,
is,
sure, but
you know-
Epstein is concrete. It was a real thing. Like there's proof that like multiple. No, that's a real thing.
But the thing about the Epstein thing is like I laugh at that because people are like, oh, look at all the people who went to the island. I'm like, oh, you think all those people weren't pedophiling and doing bad shit outside of the island? The island's just something they invented. That's a VIP club that they invented after. They were doing it before in the United States, and like the most powerful people don't got to go to no island. They bring the island to them. Like the most powerful people and the most paid up people.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton in a dress, in a chair, in a painting, in a woman's dress.
Imagine,
It's a
listen.
little scary.